Your one-stop shop for the world's best new music. 2009 on Triple J.
I said that we'd try to get two of the guys from the Arctic Monkeys to have a bit of a chat to us because they're here for the next couple of weeks with the Big Days Out. And we've got Alex Turner, Matt Helder, right now from the Gold Coast Big Day Out with us. G'day, guys.
Good evening.
Hi, mate.
Hello.
The Flyers are bad, are they, Alex?
No.
Liar. How are you guys? Are you well?
Very well.
Is it good to be back? Do you feel good to be back on Australian soil? I know it's a little hot, maybe a little hotter than what you're expecting this time of year, but how are you coping so far?
Very well. I mean, last time, we've only ever been in the winter, obviously, so the summer, greets me well. I'm very happy about the weather.
Yeah, fantastic. I can hear, I don't know which stage it is because I don't know exactly where you're positioned at the Big Day Out, but do you know who's on stage at the moment? Because I can hear some rumbling.
Yeah.
I think it's Pendulum.
Is it?
Yeah, swinging away.
Swinging away, providing the drum and bass in the background.
Yeah.
When you guys were kind of, working on new stuff and recording the third album last year, you didn't do any live shows as Arctic Monkeys, did you?
No, we didn't do any live shows. We haven't played before last week in like 13 months.
Since December.
Actually.
December.
Since the gig that live at Manchester Apollo, which came out as a DVD. This was our last gig that we did until now.
So how did you feel when you played the Big Day Out in New Zealand? How nervous were you before you went on stage?
I did get a little bit nervous, actually, Richard, just before. Managed to suppress it for the rest of the day, but then just before I got it, I became a little bit nervous, but I danced it out.
And it soon all fell back into place. It was like riding a bicycle, as they say.
It's exactly like that.
Did you miss it? I know you were recording and rehearsing and doing all sorts of stuff last year, but did you really miss and itch to get back out on stage?
I think I did, yeah. I think I missed the sound. I used to play recordings of crowd to me as I slept, but it's not the same.
Chanting your name.
Just chanting my name as well, not even Monkeys.
Did you plan to have the whole of the year off?
Kind of, sort of, yeah, I think so. I can't really remember, mate, to be honest. Yeah. It just turned out that way.
Well, you're both, you're pretty active. Matt, you're putting together compilation records for other people, and Alex, you were doing stuff with The Last Shadow Puppet, so you weren't exactly just putting your feet up. You were working quite hard behind the scenes.
I'd say I had a semi-relaxed year. Just about, the amount of workload that is just enjoyable.
As did I, Richard, actually, yeah. Compared to the year before that we had, yeah. I mean, it was a lot more time at home.
Yeah.
And
whilst, the feet weren't always up, they were up a lot more than we had been used to.
Sure. Is this the way that you're going to approach the future, or are you not going to work as hard as maybe you have been in previous years?
I don't know, we might rag it a bit this year.
I'm ready to work now, that's the thing. You have one relaxed year. It's a bit like a fireman, 5 days on, 5 days off, but on a year basis.
Right.
And yes, it is as dangerous.
It can be as hot.
Well, that's true, as you're experiencing at the moment on the Gold Coast.
Yes.
How does it feel to be on a lineup with Neil Young and playing just before Neil Young?
Great. My mother was very jealous, actually, about that. Yeah, she's a big Young fan.
Well, did you think of flying her out to Australia or New Zealand for the performances?
She's got a full-time job, Richard. She couldn't get that type of time off work. And she doesn't like the flights.
Or the flies.
Beside that.
Well, if she's jealous, what about you guys, though? Are you much of Neil Young fans yourselves?
Not huge, no. I'm excited about seeing The Prodigy, though.
Yes. Well, we're going to actually touch base with them in about an hour's time, or actually just over an hour's time. We're going to have a chat to them about their upcoming album, which is out at the end of February. And I've heard 5 tracks from the new album, and it's back to the good old days of Prodigy of old, back in the early 90s.
Is that right?
I reckon so.
Do you like them, Richard?
Do I like them? Well, I actually I didn't like their last album all that much, but this new stuff I'm hearing now has sort of rekindled my liking of them.
Like music for the jilted generation? Is that more your gear?
Well, the early stuff, yeah. Up to Fat of the Land. After that, well, they didn't do much.
Yeah, I like that tune, Break and Enter. That's my favourite. Do you know that one?
Well,
it goes like that. I thought that were in.
Well, we'll talk more to them about what they've got planned with their new record, but I've got to ask you just a couple of questions about what to expect if you're an Arctic Monkeys fan for this year. Like, what are we looking forward to release-wise with you guys?
We're going to have his new album with you by the summer, I think. That's the plan. Anyway, we're going to,
Which will be your winter.
Yeah, by our summer.
So by the middle of the year, we'll have a new Arctic Monkeys album.
That's I think so, yeah.
What percentage is done of it?
I would say
78.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
I've been working with fractions. I haven't really. I've been saying 2/3, 2/3,
75
3/4. Yeah.
Well, that's just a bit more. So just a bit more than 3/4 of it is done.
Yeah.
Are you happy with it? Is it sounding okay so far?
Thrilled.
Yeah.
Thrilled with it.
And you're playing a few of the new songs on stage? That's what they were reporting from New Zealand.
Yeah, we have been. Yeah, we did at our side shows. We did like 4 new tunes, but then we've only got an hour at Big Day Out, so we kind of thought 2 was a reasonable number to perform.
To perform.
Yeah.
Is one of those, would you like to build me a go-kart? Or would you like me to build you a go-kart? That's what I read, one of the new songs.
Richard, no, that we did that at the side shows, but we didn't do that at the Big Day Out the other day.
Are you worried in this day and age, are you worried because of all the bootlegging that happens, are you worried about performing any of the new songs, given that it's still about 6 months away for the album to come out? Are you worried about putting any of it out there?
No, not really, because I sort of... Otherwise, it seems like you'd be like going backwards almost if you didn't at least do something new.
That's what the fans are expecting, I guess, yeah, after all this time off.
Yeah, I think so. I think you got to kind of keep going, haven't you?
Well, of course, and of course the other thing we've been reading about it is the collaboration with Josh Homme as producer from Queens of the Stone Age. Has that been a good marriage?
Oh, it's been great fun actually. Yeah, we went out to the desert for a little bit and recorded. We did 2 sessions with Josh actually. We had a great time.
What's his setup like? It's called Rancho de la Luna. It's in the Joshua Tree Desert of California. Is it right out in the middle of nowhere? Is it literally the only building around for miles?
No, there's a few buildings around there. Yeah, there's a few of the houses and stuff, but it is quite. It is certainly quite cut off. Yeah, it's sort of. I mean, they've done like. Josh has done a lot of recordings there before, but yeah, the guy who owns it is this guy called Dave Catching, who plays guitar in the Eagles of Death Metal, and
it's his house.
It's his house, yeah, and he was a great host to us while we were there.
And of course, this is where exactly Josh does all the desert sessions recordings. That's right, as well, isn't it? Yeah. So did any of that vibe, any of that stuff, which is very different from the 2 Arctic Monkeys albums so far, did any of that vibe filter into the sound of the new material?
Yeah, certainly. I think, it's quite a inspiring place, Richard, and yeah, you know, it's
sounds
especially
dusty.
Working with them people, you know. There's a certain element of dust
in the sound of it, and maybe a bit heavier.
Not necessarily. No, I don't. A little in places maybe, but yeah, not really.
Not all the way through. Anyway, it'll be, you know, it's one to look forward to for 2009 to hear the 3rd record from you guys, and no doubt you'll probably come back to Australia once that's out. Yes, you're looking forward that far?
Yeah, I'm already planning. Well, I'm not personally already planning, but I'd certainly like to think we'll come back.
You know what? That'd be great, Richard. Yeah, if you'd have us back, we could perhaps do a tour in your next summer or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, well,
like before.
Maybe a little bit before that would be good, but
yeah,
we'll leave it up to you guys to decide.
See what that is. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how we get on.
I'll come twice.
Exactly.
December.
Come as many times as you like.
December sound.
Yeah.
We do it in December.
That sounds good to us. And you also, just quickly, are you also doing, is that serious? Are you doing a version of Nick Cave's Red Right Hand on stage at the moment?
Yeah.
Deadly serious.
Yeah, it's deadly serious.
How do you do that? That's fantastic. That's like one of his best recordings, and of course it's so,
it's quite different. I don't know what anyone thinks. I don't know. I've not had much of a response. I mean, I'm singing the octave up to what Nick would. That's something I can tell you about it. There's an organ involved, the Vox Continental.
Is it as threatening? You're a little bit more light-hearted than the threatening tone of the original?
Well, there's still a threatening tone, but perhaps that comes out more through the rhythm.
It's a rhythmical threat.
It's a rhythmical threat.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'll have to. I won't be able to witness it on stage myself. But later this week, I hope to actually hear you do that one live on stage. Listen.
Oh, you're going to come and see us?
Oh,
Richard?
Of course. Seen you on both other tours. So
excellent.
Looking forward to this one.
Man. Because I think, where are you now? Sydney?
I'm actually in Sydney at the moment this evening.
I think we play there
twice
on Thursday, is it, or something?
You got a sideshow at the Horton
Yes.
Pavilion. Yes, that's right.
That's right,
And
yeah.
then the big day out in Sydney later on this week
Yeah.
too. Okay, Matt and Alex from Arctic Monkeys, thanks for dropping by the Triple J tent at the Gold Coast Big Day Out. Good to catch up with you.
Thanks for having us, mate.
Yeah, it's good to have you back in the country as well, and all the best.
Cool.
Thank you.
See you and on.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Arctic Monkeys there live from the Gold Coast Big Day Out.
The best new releases of the week, 2009, on Triple J.